Welcome to Gonti Black Friday. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep on this one in a heartbeat. We've got two tutors in the hand, Vampiric Tutor and Grim Tutor. We got Voyager Staff for an extra Gonti trigger, and we do have Phyrexian Arena, so that is very nice. So let's go for Swamp, get down Voyager Staff, and then anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. Playing against Doran, the Siege Tower, so I don't know, I always enjoy playing against him, and I don't think I have a very good win percentage against him. Well, it's not too bad. But anyway, I always have these flashbacks of getting blown out by him. Whenever our opponent just gets down all this crazy stuff. Let's go Swamp, and let's go Knight's Whisper, and let's just try to cash in a little bit of card draw, okay? And then anything else, kick it back over there. So we are playing Gonti, Mr. Black Friday himself, the Lord of Luxury. Whenever Gonti enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library, exile one of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Let's go Swamp, and let's go Phyrexian Arena. Thankfully, our opponent has not got down any sort of green source at this point, so we don't really have to worry about any sort of enchantment removal. And then anything else, we'll kick it back over there. We're playing against Doran, the Siege Tower. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So we'll see what's in store for us. So now we do have Go for the Throat in the hand, so thankfully that's going to allow us to kind of hit the reset button on our opponent, getting down their commander. But I think at this point, I'd almost feel we're better off going for Gonti, I think. Yeah, I think that'd be better. So we go Swamp. Yeah, let's go Gonti. That's going to give us an extra trigger. If we need to do something with Gonti, we can always throw Gonti in front of Doran the Siege. Oh, look at this. Sigil of the Empty Throne. Oh, man, if we had held on to Bear Umbra. Yeah, okay. Totem Armor swings in. Death Touch, 2/3. We can get rid of it, clear the way, get some extra mana. Yeah, let's go for Bear Umbra. That sounds pretty cool. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so we're actually in a pretty good spot. We've got Go for the Throat for the Siege Tower. We've got Bear Umbra coming down next turn, which we're going to be able to put that on the Gonti, swing in. I doubt our opponent's going to hold back the Siege Tower, but if we wanted to, we could. Well, actually, we can bust some mana out. We go for Mana Vault, Thran Dynamo, and then we can untap our lands and still have Vampiric Tutor and Grim Tutor to kind of go for. So, yeah, I kind of like that. And this is the fun thing about Gonti is, you get to look at the top 4 cards of your opponent's library. You don't know what's going to be over there. So now, if we had if I had held on to Phyrexian Arena, we drew into it, I would definitely be tempted to kind of go for some sort of sigil build, getting down some enchantments. But with our opponent playing Obzon, there's probably a ton of artifact and enchantment removal. So that doesn't really seem like a great payoff, especially since we don't have any enchantments in the hand. But for a second there, I was staring at the enchantment like, ooh, that looks really good. Okay, so they're going to go for Mortify on Gonti, which, yeah, that's fine. We could always recast it. And thankfully, if we had gone for Sigil, at least we would have had an answer right then and there for it. Okay, so we're going to get the Phyrexian Arena trigger, Conjurer's Closet, which is, oh, that is really good. So we go Swamp. I think at this point, we just Thran Dynamo and just really just dump out some mana. Yeah, I like that. So we go 1, 2, 3... We go for Mana Vault, and this is going to give us 2 mana left over. And I guess if we want to kind of go for a reset, we could actually just end up going for Go for the Throat on the Siege. Yeah, let's do that. And let's go for the Throat, because that's going to force our opponent to maybe kind of chew up their turn, recasting Doran the Siege Tower, and especially if they make the land drop. And that'll kind of basically allow us the opportunity to get down Gonti again, recast Gonti, and then still kind of go for a Voyager Staff activation to get an extra one. Actually, shout out to our opponent for the awesome basics. This is one of my favorite swamps out there. Can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Okay, so we've got ourselves a little bit of a lock piece on the battlefield. So let's go Phyrexian Arena. We're going to cash in a card draw. Coffers, that is very nice. Do we want to pay for... no, we don't need to pay for Mana Vault. Get out of here. And then we run into Whispering One. So we go Coffers. That's going to give us 5 mana. And let's see, so we go Thran Dynamo, because we can go for Whispering One, but I kind of like, yeah, because Gonti's going to cost 6, and we can still get out Conjurer's Closet. Yeah, I like going for that. So let's go Conjurer's Closet. We go Conjurer's Closet, let's go for Gonti. Oh, and excuse me, Cursive Exhaustion is out there, so we can't cast another spell. So at least we got Conjurer's Closet down, and then we can at least go for Vampire. I was trying to figure out, it's like, why can we not get Gonti down? But it's the Cursive Exhaustion. So we're going to be able to go for Vampire Tutor next turn, and we'll see exactly what we're going to go for. Maybe might want to end up going for Worst Fears, because let's say our opponent has some good stuff in their hand, maybe some artifact enchant removal. We can use that to get rid of Cursive Exhaustion, because that Cursive Exhaustion is definitely going to be very problematic for us getting our game plan going, especially now that we've got down coffers, we've got a ton of mana with Mana Vault, and Thrain Dynamo. We want to be able to dump out as much stuff on the battlefield as possible. Kismet, artifact, creatures, and lands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Okay, so let's go Vampiric Tutor. And we'll see exactly what we're going to grab off this. You know what? I kind of like going Panharmonicon. Yeah, let's do that. So we go Panharmonicon. That's going to go on top of our library. Unfortunately, we can't get it down next turn. I do want to get down a Gonti because I want to get these Conjurer's Closet trigger going really bad. So it's going to be Phyrexian Arena. We're going to draw into that Panharmonicon. And then once we get to our main phase, we're going to get Gonti down. Yes, not going to pay for Mana Vault. And then Panharmonicon. So let's just straight up just go for Gonti at this point right now. So we're going to tap down coffers. We'll get Gonti on the battlefield. That's going to be able to exile the top part of our opponent's library. Darksteel Mutation. And I think at this point, well, no, we have no, basically I have to take Darksteel Mutation. So we're going to take that. With this last, no, we use all the mana for that. Let's still go and have Gonti go to the exile zone. And let's see how this works out. Yeah, so what we can do is we're going to wait on Voyager Staff for next turn, but let's make sure that Gonti goes to the exile zone instead of the command zone. There we go. Exile, not command zone. So we're going to exile Gonti with a Conjurer's Closet. That's going to give us a fresh look up top too. Yes, we definitely want to use that ability. It's going to bounce Gonti back on the battlefield, and then Curse of Shallow Graves, Chromatic Lantern, and then Soul Ring. And I guess we go for Curse of Shallow Graves? Yeah, that's okay. Because basically at this point, we just want to start churning through our opponent's library to find some sort of way to break that Curse of Exhaustion. And then also this turn, we can actually go for Voyager Staff. And then actually, before they go for the draw step, let's see if we can't go for that. So Gonti's still going exile. Let's go exile Gonti. And that way, that if they have some spot removal, they're going to use it now. But at least now, if they draw into another piece of spot removal, Gonti's going to be gone. He's at the Black Friday rummage sale. He's going to try to find some sort of option. So let's get the command zone popped down just a little bit. Now, we do, as far as what we've stolen, we've got Bear Umbra, Darksteel Mutation, and then also Curse of Shallow Graves. So with Curse of Shallow Graves, enchant player, whenever a player attacks enchanted player with one or more creatures, that attacking player may create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So basically, it's just kind of like a 3-mana enchantment. Now, our opponent does have a Sarah's Sanctum down, and I think, yeah, so basically, if we can just find some sort of artifact or enchant removal from them, we'll be in a really good position, especially once we get down Panharmonicon next turn. Unfortunately, that's going to be our only spell for the turn, but once we get that down, man, we've got a ton of curses out there. All right, so we bring Gonti. Ooh, Anguish Unmaking. That is exactly what we want to see. And so we're going to grab this Anguish Unmaking. And let's go for Anguish Unmaking on Curse of Exhaustion. There we go. All right, so we're going to exile that. That's going to break us open on mana. Let's go for the Mana Vault. Let's go Phyrexian Arena. And that's also going to allow us to get down Bear Umbra on the Gonti, which I'm just pumped about. Okay, so we draw into Deserted. Oh man, this is going to be very nice. So we go for Deserted Temple, and let's do this. So we go. Oh yeah, it's going to enter the battlefield tap because of that. So we go 1/2, get some coffer mana going. We go Actually, we're going to go Dark Petition. We can search our library for a card, and I still think that'll give us just enough mana. So yeah, let's do that. So we go Dark Petition. Let's get this popped out, and I think at this point, yeah, I think we just go Army the Damned. That's going to give us a really good board state. All right, so we have 3 mana left over. Let's go Panharmonicon. And then we go Bear Umbra on Gonti. And let's go and swing in. We get to untap all of our lands. Look at that, the Spirit of the Bear. I'm going to swing in as a 4/5. We get to untap all of our lands. We get an extra shot at this one. It's going to knock them down to 26. We do have Panharmonicon down. And let's go. Coffers, we're going to tap down a little bit extra mana. Use one of those to untap coffers. And then we're going to tap down another one. It's going to give us 7 mana. Let's go for Army of the Damned. And tap down one more. There we go. All right, so we're going to put 13 zombies on the battlefield. And look at that. That is going to be wonderful. Anything else? We've still got Conjurer's Closet. Now, unfortunately, we're going to miss out on the Bear Umbra, but at this point, we want a few extra Gonti triggers, so we're fine with that Bear Umbra going away. Yes, we're going to use that ability. It's going to be double Gonti triggers. Oh, yeah, there we go. Disenchant. Now, if we wanted to have some fun, we could go for Ancestral Mask. Let's go. And I guess at this point, actually, Enchantress is not that bad because we got a ton of enchantments. That'll be some extra card draw. And then Disenchant, yeah, we're simply just going to go on past the turn. So now that we have Disenchant, we can at least kind of stop that Kismet from coming down. Now, if they don't have an answer right now for this board state, we've got 13 zombies on the battlefield, 13 times 2, that's going to be 26 points of damage. So we've at least got lethal on our side of the battlefield. Now, if they get a few more things down, if they gain some life, they can certainly kind of muddy up the board state. But if we do have Grim Tutor, we do have Deserted Temple and Coffers to just generate a ton of mana. So I feel pretty strong about us hopefully being able to close it out. Thankfully they weren't able to get down an Enchantress piece and start casting a ton of enchantments just yet. So we'll see what's in store from us, but we're going to be doing pretty good. And also, if we need to, we can actually just straight up just go Disenchant on Eidolon of Blossom. So let's just make sure that we're not missing anything. That's going to be enters battlefield tapped. Put a +1 counter. Yeah, let's go. We go Disenchant on. I'm just trying to make sure I read that right because I don't know who they targeted, but if they somehow get some extra zombies, that would not be good. So we're gonna have the Mana Vault trigger. We're gonna go for Jolt the Grave Titan. Not gonna pay for Mana Vault, and then we hit Swamp. So we go Swamp. We go Grim Tutor, and we're gonna grab a piece of Spot Removal. To grab a, there we go. Let's get this pumped out. We're going to grab a piece of removal. So we go Doomblade on Eidolon of Blossoms. And that's going to be one more mana left over. Yeah, we're just going to get down Phyrexian Reclamation. Let's go and push in with the entire crew. And then we should, all right, there we go. So knock them down to -2. You can see where with Gonti, you can, kind of dig down a couple lock pieces, and, we just dig for a Disenchant, dig for a Mortify, and that's going to clear the way for us to get down. And once again, it just goes to show you how good Army of the Damned is, especially in 1 versus 1 commander. You cast it, you get down those 13 zombies, you just get an entire zombie army, and if they don't have an answer for it, there's nothing they can do about it. So, anyways, if you enjoyed your time at Black Friday, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Gonti Black Friday. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, man, are we... Okay, so we've got... Yeah, we keep on this one, I think so. We're playing against Griselbrand, and I want to beat Griselbrand really bad. And hopefully we can do that. We're playing Gonti. But anyway, we'll jump into our commanders in just a second. So let's go and get down... Swamp. We'll go for Voyager Staff. Is there anything else actually we want to go for? No. Get down Swamp, go for Voyager Staff, and then anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yes, welcome to Black Friday. Hope you're excited to get some 4-finger discounts today. We're playing Gonti, Lord of Luxury, Death Touch. Whenever Gonti enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of those face down, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Then we may spend our manas on any color to cast that spell. So we go for Homeward Path, we go Mana Crypt, we go for Sad Robot, and then once we get down Sad Robot, that'll allow us to cash in another Swamp. And if we really want to, we do have Voyager Staff in here to go for something like Gonti. But if we want to go for Voyager Staff to get an extra Swamp, that way we can make this coffers just a little bit better, I certainly don't mind going for that. So let's grab an additional Swamp. That's going to enter the battlefield, and then anything else, kick it back over to our opponent. So we're playing against Griselbrand. Mr. Griselbrand, flying in lifelink, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. Now, if you're sitting there saying, hey, I thought Griselbrand was banned in Commander, he is. I am playing 1 versus 1 Commander where he is not banned. And if you've not had the enjoyment of playing against Griselbrand, you'll very quickly find out why he's not a lot of fun to play against. He's just an absolutely, it's just not. Especially if they just swing in for 7. You just draw 7 cards and then you ramp, and hand discard. But hopefully we can beat him. If we're going to have a commander beat Griselbrand, it would love for it to be Gonti. Let's choose tails on this one. We are 0 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and then we rip into Viscera Seer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go for coffers. That will give us a little bit of extra mana if we end up bouncing Sad Robot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are looking at a Griselbrand coming down very soon. So I think at this point, let's go and push in for 2. That's going to knock them down to 28. And then I really like going for this Voyager Staff. Yeah, I think I like doing this. So we go coffers. Let's go Voyager Staff on Sad Robot. It's going to be the beginning of the next incept, so we'll at least get that, yeah, let's go for that. We're going to bounce a Sad Robot, and then I guess we still end up going for Gonti, because we can only tap down, unfortunately we can only tap down for 2 with the coffers. This will be 2 black mana and then 3, so we actually can't go for Gonti at this point. Unfortunately, with that swamp coming down late, we're not going to be able to take advantage of it. So, yes, definitely want to use that ability. Let's go for an additional swamp, and then now we'll finally be able to use our coffers, but at this point right now, we can't. Now, what we can do, if we get down the Helm of Possession, Mono Black does has a really hard time dealing with artifacts. That's going to be 1, 2, that's going to be 5, and then that's going to be 6. So I think we've got just enough mana to go for Helm of Possession. And we could sacrifice Sad Robot to gain control. Oh, yeah, I'm really digging that. And especially with our opponent completely tapping out. So they're going to pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. And then, now if we end up going for Helm of Possession and we gain control of Griselbrand, more than likely they're going to have a spot removal spell. But the thought of going for that sounds like a really good... Oh, no, excuse me, I was thinking they had a Homer Path. We have Homer Path, so we don't have to watch out for that. I can't tell you how many times... I end up messing up a video because I forget that they have Homeward Path on their side of the battlefield, but we have it on our side. So we did cover both commanders. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. Be sure to hit them up if you want to get into Magic Online, whether it's Commander, Legacy, or Modern. And shout out to inkgaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order and help the channel out at the same time. It also started a Patreon, so if you'd like to join that, that is there, and no pressure to join it, but if you do, it certainly helps out. And that is it. It's free time, so let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Won the flip. I think we're 1 for 3 on Mana Crypt, and we draw into Black Sun Zenith. Okay, so yeah, we go coffers, and that's going to be 3 mana. We go for Helm of Possession. And then we go for the sacrifice. We can sacrifice Sad Robot, and we gain control of Griselbrand. Yeah, I kind of like going for that. All right, so we're going to go for, hold on, let's make sure we're doing this trigger right. So, gain control of target creature. We're going to target Griselbrand. We're going to pay 1, 2, and then sacrifice Sad Robot. So look at this value. We're going to get card draw off of Sad Robot, and they're going to cash in a few more card draw with Griselbrand. Even if we lose this game, I'm A-okay with this. All right, so we draw into Supernatural Stamina. And now we have Griselbrand, and we'll just go ahead and get down Viscera Seer too. That way, you know, if they go for some spot removal, we can at least sacrifice it. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So we do have Griselbrand on our side of the battlefield. He's kind of stealing the show right now. Like I mentioned, our opponent is drawing 14 cards, so we're probably going to see some sort of answer for Griselbrand, whether it's a board wipe or some sort of spot removal. But if they don't, we can at least swing in and gain a little bit of life and cash in some card draw, and then get down Gonti and kind of go from there. But yeah, if you haven't seen Gonti before, Gonti is my Black Friday deck. Typically, I try to shoot for a new release every Friday. And if I don't have a new release, Gonti's kind of my default commander, and he just kind of earned that spot. I don't know. It's the story behind Gonti, and if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, or a friend of the channel, you've probably heard this story. But when Gonti first came out, like, I was going to put out a new deck on Friday, and I just didn't really have one that I wanted to play. You know, I was just like, eh. And then I was looking at, this was whenever Kaladesh came out, and I was like, well, let me give Gonti a shot. I don't know, it doesn't look that good. And, oh man, talk about a friendship. Gonti and I have become very good friends over the years, and I've had a lot of fun games with Gonti, had a lot of fun triggers, and the thing that makes Gonti so fun, and you've never played Gonti, is that Gonti, you know, basically becomes an extension of your opponent's hand. All right, so opponent's going to end up go for the throat, and it's going to go back on their side of the battlefield. So yeah, that's fine. So we go for and they got a ton of mana over there. Let's go for Viscera Seer. We're going to sacrifice, yeah, because if we go Supernatural Stamina, it's just going to pop back on their side of the battlefield. So we're going to scry 1, and then that's going to be Reanimate, which Yeah, I guess that's not, if we're in a world where we're going to go Gonti and then Viscera Seer, reanimate on Sad Robot kind of helps us compete with some of this mana. So we'll keep that on top. That's definitely a good thing to have. And it would be nice to find some sort of spot removal to deal with our opponent's commander once they get it down next turn. It is a little scary that they do have Aetherflux Reservoir out there, so... But if you think about building Griselbrand, it is completely legal in 1 versus 1 commander, and you can pretty much see this is what Griselbrand wants to do. Get down a ton of mana and just start casting a ton of spells, and then reminding me why Griselbrand is banned, pretty much. I'm not salty against Griselbrand, it's just, man, it's just not a... It's kind of like playing against Brea or Teferi. It's just, man, not a lot of fun to play against. Let's choose Tails on this one. Lots to flip. I think we're 1 for 4 on our mana crypt triggers. And let's finally end up going for Gonti. Now, if we go reanimate, we can get an extra swamp down, and that'll give us a little bit of extra mana off coffer. So let's go for that. So let's go reanimate on Sad Robot. That's going to allow us to get another swamp down. Yes, definitely want to use that ability. Let's grab ourselves a swamp. Let's tap down coffers. That's going to be 4 mana. We go for Gonti. And we're going to be able to look at the top part of our opponent's library. Ooh, Jeweled Amulet, and then just a bunch of lands. I guess we just take the Jeweled Amulet, so we can cast it for free. We'll grab that one. And at this point right now, what we can do is we can just basically go Supernatural Stamina on Gonti to recast it. So let's... Yeah, so we're going to cast Jeweled Amulet because it's free, why not? And then we'll go and push in for 1. That's going to knock them down to 27. And maybe they just have a ton of ramp in there, who knows? Alright, so we're going to swing in for 1. And then we're going to simply just going to go and pass the turn. So since we don't have spot removal, all of our removal is Black Sun Zenith and Damnation. We'll probably end up trying to go for is just like a last minute Supernatural Stamina on Gonti, using Viscera Seer to sacrifice Gonti. So we'll see if that's going to get the job done. If not, then we'll hopefully they'll close it out with an Aetherflux Reservoir. But yeah, I almost didn't build Gonti for a while, and it just makes for some really fun games. Basically Gonti kind of makes your opponent's deck an extension of your deck, and just casting stuff like Rite of Replication. You get the core concept of Gonti where it's just mono black ramp or mono black mana, stuff like coffers. You can definitely see the amount of mana that you can generate with mono black on our opponent's side of the battlefield. And that's what just makes Gonti so much fun, is that you can basically just use your opponent's deck as an extension of your deck and pretty much find whatever you need. Let's say our opponent does get down some sort of artifact, and it's always funny when they tap out for a ton of mana and it's just like Karn. Like, okay. But you can definitely see where, you can use it to find like something like Reclamation Sage from an opponent at the table. And at this point, we're going to put a Snow-Covered Swamp. Yeah, we want to put the swamp in our opponent's hand. We'll get Sinkhole popped up too. That way, if they want to end up going for Sinkhole on coffers, they certainly can, but that's going to be in the exile zone at this point right now, so at least they don't have a way to untap it. And they're going to recast Griselbrand. Yeah, that's fine, and they're all the way back up to 29 because of the Aetherflux Reservoir, so you can see, and especially in a mono-black matchup like this, just being able to cash in that much card draw, it's just, it's hard to come back from. So what I may end up doing is just kind of let them kind of going through this turn, and then if I need to end up going for Supernatural Stamina, I'll just kind of pause the video or jump back into commentary. Ooh, so our opponent's going to go for Hymn to Turok. So let's go for this in response to that. We're going to send Gonti to the graveyard instead of the command zone. So we're going to go Supernatural Stamina. And that's going to allow us to cash in one more enter the battlefield effect. So we're going to go Viscera Seer, sacrifice Gonti. It's not looking good. Either way, if you're keeping score at home, it is definitely not looking good, but at least we'll try to catch another one. That's going to be Pithing Needle. Well, actually, Pithing Needle is something. The only thing is we can't get down Pithing Needle, so we'll grab Pithing Needle. Now, if we untap, that can at least allow us to get down Griselbrand, and then Animate Dead. Yeah, let's put that on the bottom. I'm not super wild about Animate. I guess technically we could just recast it with Gonti, but let's see if we can't run into a tutor or something like that on our side of the battlefield. And then we're going to get hit with a Hymn to Turok. So let's see what we end up with. Damnation. Okay, that's actually one of the cards that I wouldn't mind keeping in the hand, is having a board wipe. Okay, so our opponent finally ends up getting enough spell count going. They got the Aetherflux Reservoir activation, putting us down to -30. So definitely good game to our opponent. You can definitely see this is pretty much why I'm still kind of curious why Griselbrand is not banned at 1 versus 1 commander, because I mean it's just it's brutal to play against. But good game to our opponent. They won this one, and it's always fun to kind of see stuff like that happen, especially being a fan of Magic. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.